Hey YouTube, this is Rusty Music Park Fan 62. It is Friday, November 3rd. In today's video, I want to talk about how Halloween has changed. Now, I know Halloween was a few days ago, but I decided I want to make this video. Okay, when I was growing up, Halloween was not as big um, as it is today. With that being said, Halloween has changed a lot in 10, 15 years. When I was growing up to a point, you didn't really have all of these opportunities to trick or treat like you do today. Besides going house to house to house every Halloween night, you also have amusement parks doing stuff. You have zoos doing stuff. You have trunk or treat. You have, all this other stuff. But for the longest time, people look forward to theme park Halloween events or the zoo and then trick or treating. Now, with theme park Halloween events, you still have your standard Six Flags Fright Fest, Cedar Fairs, Halloween Haunt, um, and then, of course, all the standard stuff that goes along with it. Well, Halloween a long time ago for that was completely different than it is today because these parks go all out because they know people will come and they will spend money. Um, and trick or treating back then wasn't as big as it is now. Um, but also, from a marketing standpoint, Halloween's a lot bigger now because you have all these different companies wanting your money. So that's why they come out with pumpkin spice this, pumpkin spice that, and all this other jazz like that. So that's why you have stuff like pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin spice bread, pumpkin spice cookies, pumpkin spice this, pumpkin spice that, because they're all wanting your money because they don't have that much time for pumpkin spice to be out. You have roughly around 2 months, 2.5 months to make as much money as they can off that pumpkin spice stuff. Because you basically have all of September, then all of October, maybe into early November. But outside of that, you can't sell pumpkin spice thing in July. That would not make a lot of sense. So that's one of the reasons why they push this stuff to the moon. Um, but the other thing too is candy. For the longest time, candy to the most part was just like Hershey's, Snickers, Twix, um, Kit Kat, and all this stuff like that. And it's still like that to a point, but you also get stuff like Dots and whatever. So as you can see, you have that. Um, but then also people you would not really expect to jump into the Halloween game does. Like for example, Mountain Dew. For the past couple of years now, they've released Mountain Dew Mystery, and the flavor has been different every year. Supposedly this year it was cherry um, something, but it's stuff like that. So as you can see, Halloween has changed. Now it's mostly just how can we market this? How can we make money off this? And it's not for the love of the holiday. Unfortunately, Christmas is way past that now. Christmas now is to the point where it's just a marketing ploy and how much money can we make? Because the thing with Christmas is you have stores like At Home, formerly known as Garden Ridge, And then other stores like Walmart, Target, Lowe's, Home Depot, and all this other stuff, they've released their Halloween stuff early enough where they can make money off it. Christmas is where they really make their serious money. Now, this Christmas will be a whole other video down the line, but that is the big thing, is because Christmas is such a big marketing ploy, all these companies playing around that. With Halloween, all these companies playing that. But the big thing with that is you have many stores competing for your business for the same things. So when it comes to stuff like costumes, for example, these stores all employ the same sort of costumes, unfortunately. So they all will have horror villain based ones. So you have stuff like Scream, Michael Myers, Freddy, sometimes Jigsaw, and stuff like that. And then you start going into the more generic costumes where it's probably basically the same thing, just a different name. And then once you get into the women costumes, this is where they start to get a little more risque, so to speak. And there's really nothing to be like, oh yeah, that's what it is. Um, but then it's the same with especially party stores, because party stores, they sell costumes year round, but Halloween is their biggest one out of the year because that's when the most people look for costumes. That's when they look for decorations. That's when they look for this. That's when they look for that. So that's why they can mark it up as much as they can. So that, unfortunately, money is the biggest part of all of this. Now, they try and make as much money as they can in that short period of time. Hence why stores like Spirit Halloween, Halloween City, and all these other stores pop up, because they only have about 2 months, a little over 2 months, to make as much money as they can in that short time. So, unfortunately, that's what it is. But Halloween has changed a lot, sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. So I want to hear your opinion. Do you agree with what I say? Do you disagree with what I say? In your opinion, what do you think the good and the bad of it is?